So I turn my back for 1 minute and look what happens. Hey, welcome back, Stoney Creek here. So turning my back for a minute, I'm not talking about that building behind me. I will talk about that in a little bit though. What I am talking about, I clicked on my channel and I see that I'm over 2,000 subscribers. So I wanted to thank you for that. Now if you clicked on the thumbnail because of this book, I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. But let's go back to this building. I had this delivered the other day. All this is a 2-stall loafing shed. It's of course pre-manufactured. It's a 10 by 20 building, and I'm not going to use this for horses, and believe it or not, I'm not even going to use this for goats. What this joker is going to be is my peacock and turkey house. What I'm going to do is make this like our old peacock house that I'd built at the old place. I'm going to divide this down the center. Run's going to come off either side, so peacocks will have one side, turkeys will have one side. Each run will be 10 foot wide. I'm going to put a solid floor in here, a dividing wall, and then those runs will come out here about 55 feet or so. I want to leave this is our mint patch. I'm going to leave that. I also want to leave a path here that we can walk down. That's also where the entrance to those runs are going to be. I don't want to take them all the way out to that fence there. So let me take you around. I'm going to show you some of the other things that we've done here on the farm over the last couple of weeks. Try to get you caught up with what's going on here. Now I'm going to tell you, out here in Oklahoma, it is hot as Hades. Right now today I looked at the temperature right before I came out here. It's 97 degrees with a feel-like temperature of 107. And it's only supposed to get hotter this week. I'll tell you what, for an old guy like me, that's hot. Animals aren't enjoying life too much right now either. We're certainly doing our best to keep them cool. What I'm doing is walking out here into the first part of the pasture. We still don't have all of our fence up like we want to do, but we did get our premier fence up. Now this is electric fence. You've seen that in some of my other videos. It's Premier 1 netting. I've got that wrapped around so the goats can start cleaning out our circle arena there. And then they've also got access to these 2 runs on the barn that hadn't been used before, so that way they can clean that up. We still have a lot of fencing to do out here on the new farm. Fencing itself is pretty pricey, so we're just doing what we can as we go along. Let me show you some of the other things that we've got going on. Now I'll tell you, I'm not big into raking grass, not into that at all. But one thing that we didn't have over here yet was a compost pile. So we've started a compost pile, and I found the best way to actually start that, or for me anyway, one of the best ways. I've taken the grass clippings that we've had out here, and I'm using that to start our compost pile. We've already got some poultry bedding in there, very little goat waste because of course summertime they're not in the barns the way they normally would be. But this pile will give us a good pile to start our garden. Now I know right now, like I said, it's pretty hot. We're not starting a garden anytime soon, but we are going to start a garden plot hopefully later on this fall, maybe get a fall harvest in. At the very least, it's going to be a good start for the springtime. We can use all that, till that into a new space, and we'll definitely have a garden for next year if we don't get one in this year. Now, I'm not in a big hurry to start that peacock turkey run. We've got some other runs that we need to do. In fact, our inside dogs have been living in our barn during the day in one of those horse runs out there. Then of course they go in the house at night. And one of the big reasons for that, we didn't know exactly where we wanted to put their daytime outside kennel. They need a lot of space to run. We have finally decided where we're going to put that, so that's going to be one of the next projects. But one of the reasons the peacock house is going to be on the back burner, let me take you in the barn a minute and show you what's going on in there. I don't want to disturb her too much, but looky there. We've got a hen that's sitting, and if everything goes right, we'll have some pea chicks from her, I think a couple of weeks, 7 days, 14 days or so. So we're pretty excited about that. And we don't want to move the peacocks out to a new place until she's done sitting. I don't even want to take the rest of the adult birds out there. I don't even want to take the rest of the adult birds out there just because I believe that it'll disturb her. But they've got a nice big space here. Well, let me show you a couple of the other new additions. Our ducks are reproducing. Now, we didn't hatch these here. If you recall from an earlier video, I told you a friend of mine was going to be hatching. And they hatch these baby ducks. We also have a few baby turkeys in here. These guys are going to be going to a sale Friday, so hopefully we won't have those much longer. They've certainly outgrown this pen, and I need it. Because as you see behind me, those cages are too full. And in fact, I'm going to be breaking some of those out as soon as I get done filming this, just to get that population down. But we certainly have some baby ducks, and if you live local and you need some runner ducks, give a holler. Everything's for sale. Now let me show you another reason why the turkey peacock house is going to be on the back burner. Right here we have two hens sitting on a nest. They've got about 14 eggs underneath them, and they'll be hatching about the same time as those pea chicks. And just like before, I don't want to move these guys, even the adults, to disturb those hens in there. So we're doing our best to keep them cool. I've got fans on them. But by the time those poults hatch, that peacock house, turkey house will be ready, and we'll be moving these adults out there. We've also got some babies. These guys were hatched maybe a week ago, week and a half or so. Now there were only 3 of these little dudes that hatched at the same time. Now what we've done is really try to work with these and get them to imprint on us, because we want tame ducks. The adult ducks that we've got, they're kind of crazy and they don't like people so much. So we've been playing with these babies a lot, so hopefully they grow up and they're going to be human friendly. Cute little boogers, aren't they? Well, let me go put this little dude back, and I'm going to talk to you about that book. Now, of course, we're on a farm, and one of the other things that happened just a couple of weeks ago, we sent our first set of kids to market. Did I mention that it's hot out here? Now, one of the things I forgot to mention while I was still in the shop, we still have our chickens in there. And that's not a good place for chickens to be, especially in this heat. We do have fans on them, we've got misters on them, so they're doing okay, but that's not a good place for a chicken. So this upcoming week, one of the first priorities I'm going to do, I'm going to build a couple of chicken tractors, and I'm going to get those 2 flocks out of there. And it's going to be better for them, it's also going to be better for me. So along with, we're going to be building a couple of chicken tractors. I've got a dog house to build. Also going to be working on this building, turning it into a suitable poultry house. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to run those runs out, put the solid floor in there, divide this. I'm also going to put a net over the top. So that's going to be a pretty fun project, I believe. Now I do need to segue. One of the reasons I've been kind of absent here from YouTube lately, one of the big things that we're doing, we're still working on getting the other place on the market. And by doing that, we're sprucing up the interior, we're repainting everything. I got some new flooring installed, things like that. Things that on a farming channel probably wouldn't be that exciting for you, so I decided not to video it. If it's something you would like to see, just let me know below in the comments, and next time I'm over there, I'll do that. But we're spending quite a bit of time over at the old place getting that ready, as well as still trying to maintain the farm here. And I'll tell you, been so busy, I can't see myself coming or going. And I've heard sleep's a good thing. I haven't had much of that lately. But I told you, we're going to talk about a book. So with all the animal housing we're going to be doing, and then also in celebration of you guys helping me get to 2,000 subs, I want to give this book away. So if you're interested in this book, How to Build Animal Housing, it's got a lot of neat things in here. I don't know if I can show you out here or not. But it's got some plans, all sorts of plans. There's budget worksheets, there's ways to set up your land. It's just a pretty informative book. And if you're a new farmer or new homesteader, I'd highly recommend this, especially if you don't have a lot of carpentry skills. This is pretty good book. So anyway, I want to celebrate and give this book away. So if you're interested in this book, just write something like I'm in, or I'm interested, or tell me why you'd like the book. Put that down in the comments below. And then here in a week or so, I don't even know what today is, July 10th. I think this will probably go out, be published July 11th. So we'll give it 5 days from there. I'll do that randomized comment picker, and then we'll see who gets this book. I do want to thank you again for subscribing to the channel and giving me encouragement to keep on keeping on here. We've got a couple of other really neat things in the works, but I'm going to save that till next time. And as always, I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next video.